As you cross the circle, hey, I'm back live. Thinking about some things. I've got to lead or speak at a 12-step group meeting tomorrow, which I've been attending for some time. And as discussed in other writings here, I'm thinking about giving it a miss after this. And the reason has a little bit to do with I consider myself now a practitioner of the principles back of the 12 steps, traditions, and concepts for world service, which were laid out in 1962, the latter 12 concepts for world service, including 6 warranties, in Concept 12 by the original 12-step thing. We don't use the term that most people know it by deliberately. That is considered kind of a violation, but it's obvious what I'm talking about. So while I'm thinking about this stuff, hi, Richard Francis Hogan and John Marshall, I see you join me, and somebody else, I don't know, I can't see. And obviously I'm listening to Jethro Tull's Skating Away on the Thin Ice of a New Day. And, the whole thing about groupthink, about the kind of circular conformity. One of the things the original 12-step program says is that we do not demand conformity. Basically you can do anything you want to, including, participate in whatever your addiction of choice is. You just have to have a desire to stop it. And you may not have the ability to stop it. So these are some thoughts that are on my mind as I step up and do sort of a 50,000-foot view of what I've been doing the past 40 years, off and on, mostly on, and studying closely the written word that is published by that original 12-step fellowship and its structures. And, there's an awful lot of people who don't learn our history. They don't learn that William James met with Carl Jung during Carl Jung and Sigmund Freud's visit to America, and that they spent time together in one evening, and that Jung's pragmatism, I was just doing a YouTube thing on the tail end of a post where it was talking about how pragmatism really saved Jung, saved his sanity. William James says, what's the dollar value? What's the trade value of your belief in something working? How does it really work for you? How's that working for you? What's your experience of this? And, it's like most people have to have their own experience in order to believe anything. So I think that's really kind of an important feature as well. I see Smoke and Pine has joined. The Green Philosopher joined twice. Kyle, horrible writer, joined. Good for you to have some self-knowledge there. John Marshall, Richard Francis Hogan. So great to have you with us. I'm not probably going to be here long, but I will think about this more and how I want to present this because it's new to me. The way in which I started to think since last Sunday, really. Had a little falling out with a friend on Friday, and I sort of became aware suddenly that this person has been condescending to be my friend, but doesn't think of me as being worthy of, communicating with his ordinary life circles. That irritates me. And that may not even be true. It's maybe a projection. My friend in Copenhagen, with whom I worked for many years back around 2001, 2002, and on after I moved back from Copenhagen to the United States, we were talking across the Atlantic about it all and seeing basically the same picture. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Thanks for joining, and have a great evening.